management and what it is. We talk about being able to meet objectives that are set forth when a company wants to institute a change, something new, some new type of product, service, some result. And project management is taking all of the objectives that have been set forth and achieving that, bringing that into fruition. Main way we do that is through planning. So I'll talk a lot about project management planning. As they say, fail to plan, plan to fail. Big piece of the puzzle. When we talk about projects, we talk about a triple constraint, and that's really what a project manager will manage to. There are three main things that you're going to be responsible for managing. We call them the triple constraint: scope, time, and cost. Scope, that's the what we're delivering. What is this product or service or result? What does it need to look like and act like? Cost, what is my budget? How much do I have to spend, and when are those funds going to be allocated to me? And time, the big key, right? How much time do I have to get all of this done and delivered for my client or my organization? So scope, time, cost, and we then think about another dimension, quality. And depending on the industry you're in, quality can be a big part of your project and what you have to manage. Example, if you're in the pharmaceutical industry, obviously quality is of utmost importance. If you're building a house, right, we have our scope, we know what our house is, 2-bedroom house on a ½ acre. We know what our timeline is, it has to be built in 60 days. We know our cost, $150,000, but there's another big dimension to it, isn't there? If the doors don't open and the toilets don't flush, we don't have the quality that that client needs or that customer needs. And so we talk about the triple constraint as scope, time, cost, with a quality consideration as well. But that's not it. There are 4 other areas that as a project manager, you'll be responsible for managing. The first one is communications. And I say first because it is of top importance. 90% of a project manager's job is communication. And that's not just verbal communication, it's also written communication. In this day and age of information technology, we know we leverage the written word a lot, specifically in email format. The next area is risk. Now, when you think of risk, a lot of times what do people think? Think negative, right? Actually, there is such thing as negative risk on a project, which are those unforeseen events that can do damage to our objectives. We call them threats, but there are also positive risks. We call them opportunities. And as project manager, you're going to be on the lookout for both the negative risks, the threats, and the positive risks, the opportunities, and look to mitigate the negative and exploit or really enhance those positive opportunities for your organization or the end customer. But that's not all. Another big component, a knowledge area for project management, is HR, human resources. Now, if you're doing a project by yourself without the team, then chances are you're not really working on a project. You need other people to be able to leverage their skill sets in order to get your project accomplished. As such, as a project manager, you have to be knowledgeable in how to manage individuals. And it's tricky because on projects a lot of times, they don't report to you. So you have to understand who they do report to, how to leverage them, and how to motivate them. The last knowledge area that a project manager needs to be familiar with is procurement. A lot of times for our projects, we don't have everything that we need within our organization. So we will need to procure or purchase those items. And that may be material, it may be equipment, and it may actually be people. And so you need to be familiar with your organization's procurement policy, contracts, etc.